How do the richest people in the world spend their money? Money. We all need it to survive. Some have more and some have less. Then there are those that have huge, unbelievable amounts of money. We can all sit around and discuss the fairness of individuals having as much wealth as some countries, but that's not for today. We all wonder and dream about what we would do if we had a massive, seemingly endless supply of money. The things we would buy, the places we would go, and the people we might help. Well, instead of dreaming about it, today we're going to talk about the reality of how some of the richest people in the world spend all their wealth. And this should be fun. See if you would spend money the same way. First, we need to discover who are the wealthiest people on this planet we call Earth. How much money do they have? What amount would you consider makes someone wealthy? Hundreds of thousands of dollars? Millions of dollars? Or billions of dollars? Our focus today is going to be the top 4 people on this planet that have billions of dollars to spend. Let's take a look at each one. Now keep in mind that this is according to Forbes of August 19th, 2021. Number 4 on our list is Bill Gates, who used to be at the top of the list. Bill Gates co-founded Microsoft in 1975 with Paul Allen and has just recently divorced his wife of 27 years. He has about $130 billion of wealth. Now, unlike other billionaires on the list, Bill Gates has a reputation for his philanthropy and frugality. He's made some lavish purchases, though, like any billionaire would. I'll mention just a few of his impressive purchases. Among his lavish estates, he has a Washington estate he calls Xanadu that's a massive 66,000 square feet of space. It's worth $127 million in today's market. And just a side note, the property taxes were over $1 million in 2017 on this home alone. He also just recently paid $43 million for a 5,800 square foot home in Del Mar, California. He has $230,000 worth of screens and electronics in his home, and you better believe they're all Microsoft compatible. Now, we're just scratching the surface of all his holdings. He owns a private airplane, a Bombardier BD-700 with a $40 million price tag, and a priceless luxury car collection. He purchased a Homer Winslow painting for $36 million that he hangs in his home. He forked over a cool $30 million for an original Leonardo da Vinci manuscript. Now get this, he imports sand from St. Lucia to put on the shore around his house. He shares the ownership of the Charles Hotel in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and he owns half of the Four Seasons hotel chain. He's also partial owner of the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco. Not to be undone, he also likes to charter a super yacht called the Serene for $5 million a week. If this is being frugal, I must be defining it wrong. Now let's take a look at Bill Gates' philanthropic side. He's given over $80 million to Alzheimer's research. He and his now ex-wife started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Bill has pledged to give away most of his fortune through the Giving Pledge that he started in 2010. They've given $2 billion to causes related to global health and education, and another $4.78 billion to projects run by the Gates Foundation, another $4.5 billion for vaccine research and development around the world, and scholarships have received at least $1.6 billion of the Gates fortune. The third richest human in the world is Bernard Arnault. He has $174.4 billion to his name. He's the chairman and CEO of LVMH. It's the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate. He made his fortune from Christian Dior, Hermes, and Carrefour. He spends most of his money on selling and acquiring properties. He sold the Cheval Blanc winery for $279 million and purchased Tiffany & Company in a $16 billion deal. Being involved in real estate is always a favorite pastime of the rich, and Bernard Arnault is no exception. He quietly acquired 5 very prime residential properties in and around Beverly Hills in 2016 and 2017. So far, he's spent $125 million on those purchases. He already owns half of the famous Rodeo Drive. Another passion for Arnault is investing in yachts. In 2008, he bought the company Princess Yachts for $250 million. He also purchased the yacht company Feedship for $586 million. Along with these companies, he owns 2 of the world's largest yachts, the Symphony, which was a steal at $150 million, and the Amadeus, which is valued at $70 million. Now here's some other ways that this billionaire has spent his money. He owns a Bombardier Global jet for $73 million and a Bombardier Global 6000 that he purchased for $23 million. He owns an actual 133-acre island in the Bahamas. It's called Indigo Island, and it cost him $35 million. Arnault also spends his money on art and wine companies. He owns more than 10 top wine brands in the world. In case you think that he just spends money on himself, Arnault does give some of his money away. $340,000 has gone towards scholarships, $234 million to help repair the Notre Dame Cathedral after the 2019 fire, and $11 million to help fight wildfires in the Amazon jungle. Coming in at number 2 and very close to number 1 is Elon Musk with $180.5 billion. Now, Elon Musk previously owned $100 million worth of real estate in California alone, but now he sold all those homes so he can live in a small boxable home of 400 square feet. A considerable downsize for a billionaire, but a socially conscious one. The home is located on the SpaceX property in Texas and cost $50,000. In 2020, Elon Musk stunned the world by announcing his intention to sell all of his worldly possessions, starting with his LA homes. True to his word, he proceeded to sell off each home. He sold 4 homes at once to one buyer in December of 2020 and just recently sold his last palatial home for over $35 million. Although he's downsized, it doesn't mean he got rid of his vehicles. Elon Musk owns or has owned a 1978 BMW 320i, a 1997 McLaren F1, a 2006 Hammond BMW M5, a 2008 Tesla Roadster, a 2010 Audi Q7, a 2012 Porsche 911 Turbo, a 2019 Tesla Model S Performance, a 2020 Tesla Cybertruck, and a 1967 E-Type Jaguar Roadster, finally a 1920 Ford Model T. Elon Musk also has a couple of Sky Toys, 2 Gulfstream private jets registered at Falcon Landing, which is an LLC connected to SpaceX and Tesla. The Gulfstream G550 is the newest addition to his fleet and has space for 17 passengers, but it's been converted to a sleeping configuration. The other one, the G650, is bigger and has more miles on it, as it's his preferred ride from California to Texas. Now, most of his money goes back into investing in Tesla and SpaceX. And now number 1 on our list, the richest person on planet Earth, Jeff Bezos with $185.9 billion. Wow, that's huge. He was the first person to crack $200 billion of worth, but has lost a little ground lately. Now, Jeff Bezos is currently the CEO and founder of Amazon. He's so rich that when he spends $88,000, it's like the average American spending $1. 2 of his biggest and most profitable investments were $1 million he spent on Google and $250 million that he spent to purchase the Washington Post. Just like all the wealthy on our list, Jeff Bezos owns a lot of pricey real estate. There's a 5.3-acre home in Washington State, 2 mansions and a small home in Beverly Hills, a ranch in Van Horn, Texas that serves as a base for his Blue Origin space exploration company, a townhouse in Washington, D.C., and some condos and a penthouse apartment in Manhattan. Jeff doesn't spend a lot of money on vehicles. Until lately, he was still driving an old Honda Accord. He does own, though, a $65 million Gulfstream for his air travel. Although he's not quite the philanthropist that Bill Gates is, he does support many charities and institutions. He supports Mary's Place, which is a shelter and job development center, the Dream U.S. Fund for Dreamers, Seattle's Fred Hutchinson Cancer Foundation, and also Princeton University, his alma mater. He also has dedicated $10 billion to fight climate change. Jeff Bezos' latest endeavor is truly a passion for him. It's Blue Origin, his space exploration company. His desire is to support large-scale human spaceflight with the goal of colonizing the solar system. He wants to spend his entire fortune on space exploration. Well, there you have it, the 4 richest humans on planet Earth and a glimpse into their world of wealth and luxury. Together, they control $671 billion of the world's wealth. Something to think about. We hope you've enjoyed our video. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and share us with your friends. You know they'd love to see this. Until next time, keep looking up.